Hey everyone, Scott here, and thank you for watching this episode of Conviction. Today I will be discussing and talking about my recent mission trip down to Texas and the spiritual side of it. I did a video on my personal channel about just the day-to-day, what we did, but I wanted to spend the next couple of minutes to talk about a couple of things about the spiritual side of this mission trip. So typically when people talk about going on these trips, they say it's such a spiritual awakening, and they just feel the entire time just how God's moving them and working through them. And I mean, that happened, but it didn't happen the way that I thought it was going to. And the first day that we got down there, I was just so antsy and so nervous, I guess, because I didn't know what it was going to be like, what we were going to be doing, and so I was just kind of nervous about that. So I didn't really get to take everything in. And then Monday and Tuesday, I mean, we were tearing down a house, and so I'm not used to that kind of work, and so I was just extremely tired those first couple of days. And I mean, we prayed a lot, and I was just exhausted. I was just praying to continue to have the strength to get through and all that kind of stuff. And when Wednesday came around, I just felt, man, I'm not growing spiritually like I was expecting. And then we were just talking amongst our little group, and one of the ladies that serves in our nursery, who watches my two boys, we were talking, and some other of the guys were there, and we all have kids, and I made the comment like, yeah, you have your hands full down the nursery, it's a ton of boys. And she said, without even like thinking, she said, well, it's because God's raising his army, and he needs men in order to help spread out the gospel. And our responsibility as parents is to help raise that next generation. And that hit me like a ton of bricks. I have two boys, they're 4 and 2 years old, and that's when I just started kind of going nuts inside. Like, what am I doing in my life? What am I doing to ensure that the next generation is equipped to understand the gospel, to share the gospel, and to also face adversity while doing it? What am I doing? How am I demonstrating my life? Am I setting a good example for my sons? And all of this just started whirling in. And then the next day, one of the devotions that we read was about your legacy. And as a man, as a father, I mean, your legacy is kind of a big deal. I want my boys to be better than me. I don't want them to be as good as me. I want them to be better than me. And so that just started churning in my head. And then on Friday, our team leader, Brett, got up, and he said one of the things that he prayed for, or one of his goals, was to be made uncomfortable. And when he said that, I almost lost it, because here I am, and I'm just thinking to myself, I just want to pray to get through this week. I just want to remain, in a positive, attitude. I don't want to complain about the work we're doing. I don't want to, get in the way of people that are stronger than me and all that stuff, because I'm not, like I said, not the most muscular, strong, buff dude out there. But, that was my prayer. And then I'm thinking, like, what am I doing with my life? And he's mature enough to the point where he's saying, I want to be put in uncomfortable situations to see how God works. And so that he can put God ahead of him and move himself down. And he referenced, I think it was a John scripture for that. And I'm just thinking, man, like, what am I doing? And so throughout the whole week, I was just kind of down on myself, and I'm thinking, this isn't what I expected. This isn't what I thought this was going to be. And so on the plane ride home, I'm just sitting and I'm thinking, what do I want the legacy to be for my children? And how am I equipping them to be the next generation of Christian men, and I pray that they come to know Jesus, and that they can share the gospel with people. So on the way home, I just started getting all of these ideas, and I said, I want to do this conviction show on my channel, and maybe this is the platform that I'm supposed to be using to talk about these things, to share what biblical Christianity looks like, what the teachings are, what the theology is, and pinpoint those things in Scripture while doing Bible studies and discussion and talking to pastors and preachers and people who know the Word, people who are living the Word, and being a good example and showing and demonstrating how we live out the Christian life on a day-to-day basis. And so I'm really excited to get this started. And I went from being kind of down on my luck to being so motivated to feeling, where does God want me to go? And this is what I feel He's leading me to do. And so we have a lot of work to do. It's not going to be easy, but faith doesn't mean it's going to be easy. It just means that it's possible. And I believe that by doing hard work and by remaining faithful, that God's going to be able to do a whole lot of stuff through this channel and through this program. And so I would love to have your support. I'd love to have you subscribe. If you would love to contribute, give us topics, give us ideas on what kind of videos and things that you'd like us to make, and I'll do my best to research and put together a well thought out video for you to answer your questions, to help you with the situations that you might be in, and so that we can help build up this army that God is creating so that we can better serve Him and spread His word throughout the world. Thank you so much for watching. Again, please like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment. I'd love to know where all you have gone on mission trips, or if you haven't gone on a mission trip, what would be your ideal mission trip, and just make those comments down below. And I will see you next time on Conviction.